get at Central Grocery in New Orleans. Greg literally called them and asked them all the ingredients they order. It's the same muffaletta you get at Central Grocery in New Orleans. And what else have I had? Their gumbo's good. There was one other thing I was going to talk about. Game Day Pretzel, which comes out super hot on this, cool little hook thing. Muffaletta gumbo. I'll have to think of some. Did I have their red beans and rice? To think through that. They've got Key City beer out of Vicksburg, several on tap. They've got Urban South and the Houdat beer. Of course, they've got Stella, Michelob Ultra, Ice Cold Budweisers, and so on. So it's called the Keg House in Ridgeland on Highway 51. And check it out. They got trivia, Jackson, for you, and all sorts of different. They do karaoke, trivia, theme nights and stuff. They have a large time. It's a wonderful place and TVs everywhere. They got Saints, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, all kinds of stuff throughout the, I guess it's a pub, craft beer pub, whatever you want to say. We're live in the BankPlus Studio. You may have heard we've got Georgia, Bama. We just had Chris Doring on. He broke it down. Jackson was talking about betting on the game. Right now it's -2, Georgia. -2, Georgia. 48.5 point total. We want to welcome in Roll Tide Ryan Fowler. 109 the game, Tuscaloosa. This guy is covering Alabama fall baseball like a madman this week, but we're going to make him talk Georgia, Bama. Kirby Smart, the mayor of Tuscaloosa, comes back to town this weekend to face Kalen DeBoer. Roll Tide Ryan Fowler. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I thought you were going to talk about Trump coming to this game. That's the big part of the grand finale here. And I don't know if you've heard, it's not been broken by any of the fake news outlets, but we're actually going to invite Kamala down, and I'm going to be the moderator of the debate. We're not going to have the $1 Million Band at halftime. We're going to do a debate. And I'm going to ask fair and balanced questions. That's what we're doing, and we're inviting Trump, and we're not going to bring him out on the field. We're just going to do wireless mics. And we're just going to go around asking, questions from the audience. And, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And we don't know if she's coming, though. We've asked. But, So.
I think that is cool that Trump's going. When I went to the national championship game, LSU Clemson, he was there. And, it's interesting getting in when a president or former president is going to a function, and he was right in front of us on the field. I don't remember if it was before the game or halftime, but anyway, that was the last time.
Alabama, he was there when Alabama beat them in the 2nd and 26 game. He was there, and he wasn't campaigning. I mean, he was campaigning, but he wasn't like running for election this close. So, and then he was there for Alabama and LSU in 2019. He was inside the stadium when LSU beat Alabama inside Bryant-Denny Stadium. So he's been to Bryant-Denny, but he watched Alabama. He watched Tua Tagovailoa connect with Devontae Smith for that 41-yard walk-off national championship.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
He was there. He was there over in Atlanta. And now Atlanta did not handle it as well as locally the way that Alabama did. I mean, as far as it was a nightmare trying to get him inside the facility. I mean, I was hearing people waiting outside. Alabama, they managed it much better than Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Does not surprise me. So when I went to the national championship game for LSU Clemson and President Trump was there, Jeff Jones was so mad at me because I was staying on the other side of the Maroney, which is on the other side of the quarter. So by the time I got an Uber and got into there, I'd missed the window by about 20 minutes, and we had to wait in a little bit of a line. But it was cool to see him there, and so on. That's going to be crazy. I didn't even think about that with Trump there this weekend. Holy moly!
Now what? Let me say this though, and I don't hide from my conservative values. I'm an ultra conservative,
and that's okay.
Trump,
You're well.
I mean,
absolutely.
Trump is, he's more of a moderate conservative.
This is true.
I'm one of those, he's more of a middle guy than But the problem is the political sides went left. But all these radical leftists over here. I mean, you listen. The last time he was here, they had all these demonstrations. So that's the wackos that you have to worry about. I mean, conservatives don't go out here and do the crazy stuff. It's the freaking the nut jobs out here. See, like last time they had like a balloon, like this giant balloon that was made out of Trump that they wanted to walk down University Boulevard. Well, some country bumpkin said, "Hey, buddy, I got my knife right here." He cut the balloon.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. So the balloon didn't make it, but maybe a half a block. But I mean, come on. I mean, you're in an area that's pretty, it's like Mississippi. It's pretty red. So bright red. So I mean, they've already declared Alabama, Mississippi on Trump's side. But I mean, he was going to walk down University Boulevard with this big balloon. I mean, we're talking about giant balloon, like you'd see at the Macy's Day, parade or whatever. That thing didn't make it literally a half a block. And somebody took a knife and went, "Yep, thanks. Appreciate you guys playing." Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, who's got more pressure this weekend, Kalen DeBoer or Kirby Smart?
Kirby. It's Kirby. I mean, listen, this is a pressure because think about it from a 1-5 perspective. Kirby Smart is 1-5 against Nick Saban. They've lost 8 out of the last 9 games. When you look at Georgia going up against Alabama, when you look at their overall record, I think they're like 40-0 against all other teams in college football in the last 3 seasons, but they're 1-2 against Alabama the last 3 games. So it's Alabama's the only two losses that they have in like since 2021. I mean, you can go all the way through these metrics. It is Superman's kryptonite. And think about what Alabama, we talked about the 2nd and 26 game. That was a national title. I mean, Kirby should have won that one right there, but he outcoached himself. That was the Justin Fields and those different moments of the game that I'm trying to think if that was that one. That was the SEC title game. And there's been so many hiccups from Georgia. He's had Alabama, but he's somehow let them slip off. And so if you think about the dominance, I mean, Georgia was headed for 3 in a row last year. That was not a good Alabama team that beat Kirby in Atlanta. That was not.
No.
That was just a kind of like a, so-so Alabama team.
Agree.
But it's Jalen Milroe. It's the kryptonite. It's
he was great. Yeah, that 30-yard run, and the kid can. We always worry about what players can't do, which is so funny with guys in sports.
I agree.
It's because I run into people like you. I mean, I'm in sports, so people want to talk about it. I love it. Guys harp on what guys can't do instead of what they can do. It's unreal. It's like in business. Yeah. Let's talk about what you can do, not what you can't do.
Well, and think about if you were lining up a Nick Saban defense and you said, what's the one style quarterback that they're not very good at stopping? It would be Jalen Milroe. So there's a lot of teams that struggle with mobile quarterbacks that can extend the play. And where we've seen Jalen Milroe improve under this Kalen DeBoer system is throwing downfield. I mean, he was a good deep ball thrower last year, but he's doing different things this year. I mean, he's not the intermediate yet, but I still think there's some of this offense that they have not shown yet. I still think that because even Kane Womack said it on the defensive side of the ball. He said, once we realized we didn't have to show everything, we didn't. We literally went conservative in our play calling and went to a very vanilla defensive scheme. I think you're going to see that on the offensive side of the football. I think they have held back a lot of stuff. Ryan Williams, but there's some short intermediate stuff that I still think that's going to be a part of this offense that we have not seen yet. I look at the dogs. I look at the offense side of the ball. Is it kind of like it's not what we thought it would be? I mean, all the talk was Carson Beck, and no doubt he's a great quarterback. But when you look at passing,
or maybe he's just a good quarterback, which is fine. Yeah. Again, that's okay. I'm not – great quarterbacks are quarterbacks that elevate their team that don't have all the pieces around them. I'm not ready to say that Carson Beck's a great quarterback, but we'll see.
Well, But see,
But I mean, hey,
problem
does he
is
have skills? Can he throw the football? No
sure,
question, Ron.
sure,
Absolutely.
but he doesn't have Brock Bowers. He doesn't have a Lad McConkey that he's throwing to. I mean, the wide receivers, that may be the biggest disappointment. Now, if they line up and play old Kirby, old Nick Saban football, I'm going to run it. I'm going to play great defense. That's been a problem for Alabama. The rushing defense has been where we thought that was going to be a strength. It has not been. And where we thought was going to be a weakness was the pass defense. And really, the pass defense has been better than the rushing defense. I mean, you saw Wisconsin.
Yeah, but they can't.
Alabama a little bit.
They're not, you're going to go against Beck, who is much better, and people around. I mean, Longo hasn't gotten that thing up and running at Wisconsin, and I don't think it's all his fault. I just think they're trying to kind of flip a style and philosophy. And then you're going to run into Heupel and Tennessee. That may be it for you this year. But anyway, let's talk in this weekend. So let's stay. I like this matchup discussion. You feel like Kirby's 1-5 record, that the pressure is on him. I think y'all have the advantage because of what you said. Milroe can run. And he can't. It's not that he can run. He's dynamic and electric. But you are facing your best passing quarterback by far and away that you face year to date in Carson Beck, regardless of what somebody thinks about him. So, I can't wait to see what budges here.
Yeah, go back to Kirby for just a minute, okay? Think about from their perspective. It's just like you guys over in Ole Miss territory. Y'all celebrated with Nick Saban retired, okay? You thought this is your chance. And if Georgia doesn't get Alabama with Kalen DeBoer in year number one here, now I know it's here in Tuscaloosa, but could you imagine what that fan base is going to do? It's like the Alabama riddle that they're just not going to be able to solve. They're not going to be able to get over this hurdle. Because I went on in Athens a couple of days ago and told them, I said, listen, you got beat by a lesser Alabama team last year, just like what we talked about 3 or 4 minutes ago with you. So when you look at it, it's almost like when you see a heavyweight champion and you watch him fight, and the guy that's got his number, what we saw here with Deontay Wilder, the only guy he ever lost to until this last fight was Tyson Fury. It was Deontay Wilder hit him and knocked him on the ground, and literally he got up. And when he got up, that mental composure changed, and that fighter went from whipping everybody to getting whipped. It was like that's where Alabama is with Georgia. It's the hurdle that they cannot jump over, as dominant as they've been. I mean, think about 1-5. And really, if you go back to the 1-2, it was the injuries that got them up at Indy in the national title game, right? You had John Mechie went down. You had Jamison Williams went down. Alabama would have got them in. But the injuries in that game where you had, the ACL tear to Jamison Williams, which is, playing with Detroit Lions, that game right there. I have no doubt Alabama would have beat them if they had wide receivers.
Are you calling it this weekend?
I think Alabama's going to win.
Okay.
I think Vegas is wrong. But we've also seen Vegas adjust this number. This time last week, it was about 4.5. That thing has went down, but it's slightly back up today. 2.5 at home. Alabama's not been a home underdog since 2007.
Was that Saban's first year?
It was. But hey, do we have time to talk about Auburn and Hugh Freeze?
Yeah, hang on. Roll Tide, Ron Fowler on the Out of Bounds show.
I want to make fun of Hugh Freeze. I figured I'd be in a friendly state over here to make fun of Hugh Hefner Freeze is what we call him over here.
Wow. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line, 109 The Game, Tuscaloosa. We are the Out of Bounds show, and we are brought to you by your next Nissan Pathfinder or Nissan Rogue at Cannon Nissan in Jackson. Okay, so you want to talk Hugh Freeze. Now, look, to say that he was loved in this state when he was here is an understatement.
No, I called him the snake oil salesman on your show.
You did. And they wanted to hunt you down.
Those Ole Miss fans, now they realize that I was right, and I've got a few apologies out there. And now, they realize when I said he was a snake oil salesman that he was fake. Now they're, we have something in common because I'm sure they feel the same way. But Hugh Freeze did he look that rough when he was coaching at Ole Miss?
Yes.
I mean, he looks like he's on a 48-hour binge.
Yeah, he's grinding, man. No pun intended.
Like that mental stress. Oh, Lord, you just said it.
Yeah, I didn't even that was just off the cuff.
Yeah, no worries.
No, he looks, man. I mean, look, here's the deal, and I know you're having fun with this. He's a hell of a football coach. I mean, whatever people want to think about him.
I thought he would do quicker things there than what he's done.
And I still think he'll turn it. But
I'm not.
I agree with you. Well, I do. I mean,
what y'all think about Bo Wallace's comments?
Look, there's so many similarities between. Bo Wallace and Hugh Freeze run so hot. None of that. Look, we lived it. I lived this BS day to day, hour to hour for years with Freeze. Okay, and so Bo Wallace and Freeze run so hot. None of it surprised me. As far, it's like band members that are successful together and then catching one of them with the other's girlfriend or whatever, and they break up and it's this big deal. But the way that they both run hot, I wasn't surprised because Bo Wallace has a, track record of losing his composure and, stuff on Twitter.
He's very popular in Tuscaloosa. I mean,
I'm sure. Well, he's now popular at old. I had to live through the whole good Bo, bad Bo, and I said this on the air. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard in my life. Kid was an unbelievable quarterback. You're going to have some bad games, but anyway, look, man, I'm surprised Freeze lost to Cal and Arkansas. Now I'll say this: Arkansas with Taylon Green is a pretty damn good football team. That kid can flat out ball. And if, let me think of some teams, A&M, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, some teams that have some other they're not Bama or Georgia or Tennessee or Texas or possibly Ole Miss, but have some pieces. There's no telling. Taylon Green can flat out play the quarterback for Arkansas, but Hugh's got to get it together, man. This game this weekend for him, Oklahoma cannot play offense, and they're going to have to figure out a way to win, Ron Fowler. I know you'll be wearing your Oklahoma Sooner jersey, but they got to figure out a way to win.
Boomer Sooner. Yeah, just like I was calling the Pigs. I mean, we were calling the Pigs, but I don't think Hugh gets it turned around. I think there's something. It reminds me a lot of Florida. It reminds me a lot of my Dallas Cowboys. It's more of an administration problem than it is on the field. There's something that doesn't feel right down in Gainesville, and there's something that doesn't feel right across the state.
Fair enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amen. And my Dallas Cowboys, by the way, are just,
dysfunctional. That's a joke. I mean, Jerry Jones doesn't know what's going on. God bless him. I hope I make it to that age.
But he wants to know.
He
wants to know. He wants to have all of his handprints on everything.
But they work on it 3 or 4 hours a day. Every other GM in the NFL works 17 hours a day, killing himself to find one slight edge, personnel-wise, to make them better. This is never going to change while they're there. All right, what else do we need to hit? What's your God, man? That place is going to be nuts this weekend.
Hey, did you see where the UNLV player? I can't even say his name.
Yeah,
Matthew Sluka.
Sluka
is just going to walk away from his undefeated. I mean, this is the new college football that he was promised an NIL deal, and he didn't get it, and so he's going. I mean, that's crazy right there. So Auburn, there's your guy, man. There's your guy. Apple, Tim Cook. You guys got some extra money. Yellowwood.
Oh, Auburn's got plenty of money. You just mentioned two guys who are billionaires, but Auburn's got plenty of dough, brother.
But the problem is right now, if you're a quarterback, what would it take Think about a quarterback at Ole Miss. Let's just say that Lane Kiffin and Hugh Freeze are recruiting the same quarterback, and you said, "All right, here's my price to go to Lane Kiffin." You would have to pay me more to go to Auburn.
Yes, sir.
It's a dysfunctional mess. So if you're looking at Ole Miss, you're going, okay, that price is $1 million. I'm willing to go to Auburn, but I'm going to have to go with a bigger price.
Hey, I love you, and you know that, but Hugh Freeze is going to find a quarterback. He's not going to make the same mistake. And there's plenty of guys. I mean, look, Talon Green, there's plenty of guys out there that are dual threat that can win. I don't know why he stayed with Peyton Thorne either.
All right.
I know you love it, and you should, but he's going to get it turned around.
Okay, but now paint the win-loss here, okay? You got to go to Georgia after this weekend. So let's just say if you lose Oklahoma.
Okay.
You got to go to Georgia.
I think he wins this weekend, but go ahead.
Okay. All right, well, that gets him at 3. You got to find 3 more. At Georgia, that's an L. At Missouri, that's an L. At Kentucky.
No. Well, hold on now. Missouri, we'll see.
You got those Hugh Freeze blinders on.
At Kentucky, we'll see. Vanderbilt's a dub, although Vanderbilt's better. They're going to have to be careful with Pavi or whatever his name is. Lyman Rose a dub. A&M's not that good. And then Bama, y'all should handle business. So I think he could find 3.
Okay, well then Birmingham Bowl bound, baby. Yeah.
Woo! Birmingham Bowl.
Christmas in the Birmingham.
Hey,
yeah, baby.
Be good, bud. Roll Tide.
We love you. Roll Tide. We're taking down Kirby. We're recapturing number 1. Tail of the board. Right back at the top. You guys have a great morning.
All right. See you, dude. The Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Martin's in Livingston. From blue plates to wings and an ice cold Stella Artois, Martin's in Livingston.
I'm good, Bo Bounce. I'm good, Bo Bounce. I'm good, Bo Bounce.
Oh, man.
Bo Bounce. Bo Bounce. Bo Bounce. Bo Bounce.
Let's see. We're going to be live from Oxford tomorrow, 10 a.m. to noon, at my buddy Patrick Kelly's spot. Beautiful, beautiful clothing store. Finch and Kelly on the square in Oxford. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. to noon, live from Finch and Kelly in Oxford, Mississippi, as they host the Cats this weekend.